Hey friends, this Scorpio full moon on Friday, May 1st feels different from the usual illumination we get under full moons. It feels deeper and more revealing, definitely more emotional. Not necessarily dramatic on the outside, but definitely transformational on the inside. The biggest message I keep feeling into for this full moon is slow down. Take your time, feel what you feel, all of it, and sit with it. Let it wash over you and reveal what is trying to rise within you. Because Taurus and Scorpio don't rush transformation. Taurus reminds us to ground in our bodies, into the present moment, into what truly matters and what truly nourishes us. Personally, I'm getting back to my yoga for this. And Scorpio asks us to go beneath the surface, into those emotional depths, into the truth, into the places within ourselves we often avoid because they're too vulnerable or too tender or too painful. This full moon is at 11 degrees of Scorpio Taurus, and it feels kind of significant to me because in numerology, 11 is considered a master number, and it's connected to spiritual insight, divine messages, awakening, intuition. And I really do feel this lunation is inviting us to pay attention to the subtle signs and symbols showing up right now. Repeating themes, conversations, even music, dreams, synchronicities, things that make you stop for a second and think, wait, that felt meaningful. I've had a few of those moments this week for sure already. And at my Wise Women's Circle, we pulled cards again, and they, of course, reflected the energy perfectly. So we got signs and symbols, which is that reminder to recognize the messages that are trying to reach us, And then we got path of least resistance, which I felt was Taurus, and like a reminder that everything doesn't have to be forced, that slowing down isn't mean you're failing, or it can be guilt-free, or that softness is also strength. And then the final card was dreams. Focus on your hopes and visions for the future, trying to emerge through you now, Because even amidst the intensity, I do think many of us are beginning to feel new possibilities opening. Venus, ruler of Taurus, is moving through Gemini now, right after she just connected with Uranus, who finally just entered Gemini for the first time in decades. And this energy feels electric mentally. New ideas, new perspectives, new conversations, and new awarenesses. Things are definitely shifting internally in ways that make it impossible to see life quite the same way as before. And sometimes that's exciting, and sometimes it's overwhelming, and sometimes it's both at once. Mercury's also conjunct Chiron under this full moon, which tells me many of the conversations and the realizations and experiences unfolding right now are connected to healing that deeper wound around identity and the voice, courage, trust, and self-expression. Not by pretending your wounds don't exist, but by integrating them into the larger meaning of your life story. And honestly, I've been feeling this personally because this week marks the 3-year anniversary of my father's passing. And under the Scorpio full moon then, we were planning his celebration of life. And the synchronicities surrounding this anniversary have been pretty profound. I've had dreams, songs have hit, unexpected messages, moments that feel like love reaching across dimensions. And while grief is painful, this journey has also brought me a deeper understanding and deeper meaning and a deeper connection. And it's shown me how even loss can transform us, how love continues beyond the physical, and how sometimes what breaks us opens us and liberates us. And I think the Scorpio full moon is touching that place in many people right now. The place where grief and gratitude meet, where endings become beginnings, and where pain can become purpose, where truth can no longer remain hidden. And maybe that's what the Scorpio full moon is really trying to show us. That transformation doesn't always arrive loudly or dramatically. Sometimes it arrives through sadness, grief, synchronicity, memory, music, revelations, and quiet realizations that life is always changing. It's always changing us from the inside out. Also, Pluto rules this full moon in Aquarius, and it's creating tension with this lunation. So there's a feeling of undeniability to what's coming to light now. Something is changing deep down, and you probably feel it and know it. Mars is Scorpio's traditional ruler, and it's still moving through Aries after those holdups due to encounters with Neptune and Saturn and Mercury. So if life has felt frustrating lately and you felt emotionally exhausted or blocked, uncertain, or like part of you wants to move forward but another part feels totally stuck, you're not imagining it. You're actually feeling the current energies pretty strongly. And you've probably felt tension between action and surrender, or between pushing and trusting divine timing. But maybe this full moon isn't asking us to force clarity. Maybe it's asking us to just listen more deeply to ourselves, to our bodies, to our intuition, to the subtle wisdom trying to emerge through our experiences. Because life really is such a wild, beautiful, uncertain ride. And under this full moon, I just keep returning to that awareness of how rare it is to even exist here at all. To love, to grieve, to grow, to become. There's a song called Saturn by Sleeping at Last. That's been definitely moving with me lately, keeps coming up, and it's so fitting for my focus on healing the father wound. And music is connected to Taurus energy. It helps us ground into the body, heal, and fully feel what we sometimes cannot find the words to express. It makes me think of those videos that are going around right now, the ones where people are singing that song, I Celebrate Me by Inga Rose. That so hits for this full moon, in my opinion. And all those people listening to songs created for them based on their astrology, which brings them to tears because they finally feel seen and understood. I think it's Astro Song. I love that about astrology, and what a beautiful healing gift for anyone. I really have to have one of those done for myself, I think. So this full moon, it may bring some tears, it may bring some revelations, it will definitely bring some healing, or maybe it simply opens the door to the next chapter of your journey. But my hope for you is this, that you allow yourself to slow down enough to hear what your soul's trying to say, that you look for and trust the signs that are guiding you. And even amidst uncertainty, you remember you are deeply connected to life, to love, to those beside you, and to those even beyond the veil. We're not walking this journey alone. I don't think this full moon is here to rush our growth and transformation, but to help us recognize how life is already always changing us from the inside out, and reminding us that we have power, choice, and agency in what comes next. So choose wisely, choose what calls you, choose what supports your personal growth and your highest journey in this life. Take care and keep nurturing your astrology friends.